Hey guys, it's Go Play Outside, back with another Canine Pokemon Region video. Alright, so after the incident of last time at the Renaissance Fair at Katopa Mountains, so after that, you met Professor Green, who actually introduced you to his little Anomino right there, mythical Pokemon. Anyways, back on with the actual story. Professor Green identifies the Ultra Beast that was on camera last time. So he identified it as Sauragon, the Flaming Eye Pokemon, a Fire Dark type. This one actually has a dex entry. I actually made one. And I made the lines like that just to prove that it's just a digital image and not like an actual Ultra Beast. UP Worm is one of the most powerful Ultra Beasts to ever exist. And only can see people that are moving. It would be a disaster if anyone got in range of a Sauragon. Alright, so after he introduced you to that Ultra Beast, he ends up giving you a new item, the Ultra Distorter. Alright, this is what the people use to Ultra Distort their Pokemon, or what it seems to be. So, the Ultra Distorter is the main thing that contains Ultra Space energy and uses it to, distort the Pokemon into many other Pokemon. Anyways, so, starting to another Pokemon, Professor Green starts a Pokemon battle with you. His first Pokemon, is Sinisfee, the caffeine Pokemon. So yeah, Sinisfee, this was a suggestion from, Fae Pokemon, or just Fae. I'm sure y'all noticed that before. So yeah, she said a coffee one. So of course I added it into the lab. So Sinisfee is a Fire Ghost type just because it's a literal coffee cup. Then it evolves into Cafe Geist, the coffee pot Pokemon. A Fire Ghost type still. So yeah, it basically just became a coffee pot that had gotten so hot it literally exploded. And this is what it looks like right here. So yeah, once you defeat Sinisfee and Cafe Geist, he sends out a Nomino, and then once you test out your new Ultra Distorter, as he Ultra Distorts his mythical Pokemon, a Nomino. And this is the Ultra Distortion form of a Nomino. Alright, so I fused a Nomino, Milotic, Bruxish, Goldeen, Primarina, and Stunfisk to make this mermaid thing. So yeah, that's basically the Ultra Distortion form of a Nomino, basically turned into a mermaid. Anyways, the first story you Ultra Distort that you use the Ultra Distorter on is Luchaotar. And I fused Luchaotar with Chestnut, Decidueye, Torterra, Rillaboom, and Venusaur. I think this thing looks sick for a Barbarian Pokemon. So yeah, I basically made it a peyote down here, made it all juicy. And I used Torterra's little shell as a shield, and Rillaboom's little drums as some sort of mace. And yeah, I basically made it upgraded, and Chestnut's arms became the ears. So yeah, this thing will whack you if you try to get near it as a Pokemon. Anyways, so after that, you use the Ultra Store on Rustoven, which Professor Green throws at you. Basically a Pokeball with Rustoven in it. So it Ultra Stores and fuses with Incineroar, Blaziken, Revavroom, and Skeledirge. And yes, I gave it Skeledirge, a little bird for Skeledirge. And yeah, you can already see the Blaziken and Riverburn. Also, Incineroar has them claws that I add to... This is just a griffin. I tried to make it a spaceship, but I made it a griffin, which I think looks kind of cool. Anyways, after that, you use one last... He throws another Pokemon at you, which you use the Ultra Store on one last time, because that is how much energy it takes to Ultra Store 3 Pokemon. It's not one final time, but it's just for the time being. Anyways, you use it on Submarine, and it Ultra Stores it and makes this. Alright, I don't even know what I was basing this on. This looks like a Transformer mech. A Mechazoid. Anyways, I fused Blastoise, Gravelock, Samurai, and Kyogre with this. Why did I fuse a legendary? I don't know. I had to. I just did. Anyways, so once you defeat on Anomino and Professor Green, sorry if I'm stuttering a bunch, he lets you keep the Ultra Store, and he gives you an invitation to a Halloween party back at Lavender City, which you travel your way there, and then once you get there, you're greeted by Creed once again. I used the same picture from last time, and she challenges you to another Pokemon battle, this time with evolved Pokemon. She sends out her evolved Dicicle, and it evolved into Beholder, the RNG Pokemon. Alright, no Dex entries with the Battler Pokemon, but yeah, Beholder. Okay, I fused a bunch of dice together to make this, and I think it looks pretty well. And yeah, it's basically just a bunch of dice put together to make this. And yeah, you defeat Beholder, and she sends out her next Pokemon, Crobgoblin. So the name comes from Croblin and Hobgoblin, because in Big State Greens, Croblins are literally their version of Smurfs. Or I think it is. So yeah, it's basically just a Halloween costume possessed by a ghost. So yeah, it's a dark ghost type just because of this. And yeah, so that's basically one of the dumbest Pokemon I ever made. And yeah, you defeat that, and she sends out her second to last Pokemon, Resumarsh. The deadly snail Pokemon, poison bug type. Alright, so the name comes from Resumar, the Spanish word for ooze, which is what it is, and marsh. So yeah, Resumarsh is basically just bigger gelatinous cube snail. And yeah, this thing will eat you alive if you got near it. And then her last Pokemon, or final Pokemon for now, is Domut, the burnt Pokemon, a fire ghost type. Alright, I didn't write Dex entry, but I do have lore for this thing. So, I got a suggestion from Sylvonic Ant in one of my videos saying I should do a maroon German Shepherd Pokemon with a blindfold made of smoke and like half its body is ghostly essence. So, I made an evolution to Dachshund, or Fido, from Scarlet and Violet. So, Domut is basically a, like Dachshund that has been left in the microwave or oven for however long and basically, died and became Domut. So yeah, it's basically just burnt dog. And yeah, once you finally defeat Domut, she congratulates you, and I didn't make a ghost badge, but she gives you the Wisp badge, and you move on into the party. So in the party, there's some Pokemon that you manage to find and catch. Starting off with Mosquito, the Sweet Tooth Pokemon, a Bug Fairy type. Alright, so this is just a mosquito made of candy. A literal mosquito made of candy. And yeah, I thought of this while I was making the video and made it. So yeah, you catch Mosquito because it has an evolution that is so cool. Like when I evolve it. Anyways, another Sinistare convergent suggestion from Shroodle Doodles is Sinistare. I forgot to make not Dex entry, both Dex entry and a category for this Pokemon. But yeah, she said a Ghost Poison type, and she said that evolves into a Assassin's Teapot Pokemon, which I haven't made yet, but she said to make a Stone Cup Sinistee, so that's what I did. And I made it look less like a Ghost Poison type, more like a Ghost Dark type. So yeah, I saw from the image that it was like some sort of poison inside the cup in the Assassin's thing, which is what is used to poison trainers and stuff. So yeah, I basically made Sinistare. You almost lose one of your Pokemon, but you manage to catch it. But then you're approached by another Pokemon. This time it's Tricket, the Cricket Pokemon, a Ghost Bug type. So yeah, Tricket is basically based on that one Halloween episode, Big Sea Greens, where they go into that little forest area, cornfield, looking for a pizza. And yeah, I basically gave it Tricker vibes because in an actual Big Sea Greens Halloween episode, the main character dressed up as a guy named Trickor, and I took the inspiration from that and made into a Pokemon. Anyways, at level 25, it evolves into Sightmare, the Mimicry Pokemon. A Ghost Bug type still. Yeah, basically, it just evolves into this amazing Pokemon. And, fun fact, I made these two in Flip Clip that I redrew as actual Pokemon. Anyways, you managed to catch Tricket, like, eventually, but you decided to put, like, two of those Pokemon I showed you into the P.O. box for later on. Anyways, at the Halloween party, you get approached by a Elite Four member, Kamiti. So yeah, I inspired it on Kiki from Big Sea Greens, one of the main kids Cricket hangs out with. So yeah, she's a ghost type, Elite Four member. And yes, she wants you to test your worth to get into the Elite Four. So, she starts a Pokemon battle with you. Her first Pokemon is Trickorak, a Psychic Bug type, and it's the Trick Pokemon. Alright, so yeah, this is just full-on Trickor from Big Sea Greens. Y'all should Google it if you haven't. But yeah, for real, it is the split evolution to Tricket. So this thing is like level 25 in the daytime to get Trickorak, which is basically just this. It's basically just a Joker style spider Pokemon. Once you take out Trickorak, she sends out her second to final Pokemon, Scarer, the Scarecrow Pokemon, a ghost type, just pure ghost type. Alright, so Scarer is Scarecrow, Scare, and Terror put together into one name. And yeah, it's a Scarecrow Pokemon. I don't know why I make it so derpy, but it looks pretty well for a Scarecrow Pokemon that evolves into a Cacturne, or something like Cacturne. Anyways, you defeat Scarer, and she sends out her final Pokemon, which is Faden, which is a Pokemon I already made in the series, but she has an Ultra Distorter, and Ultra distorts her Pokemon into this. A Faden Ultra Distortion form. A Halloween-themed one. Alright, so yeah, I like the top half of it, because it's basically Faden, but with Pump Scare, or not even Pump Scare, I'll reveal that Pokemon later, but like a pumpkin Pokemon's little hands and or hair. And yeah. So, I also have another Pokemon that I will reveal in the next video as you're leaving Lavender City. Anyways, so, it's called Nightfall, is the Ghost Horse Pokemon, or whatever I'm gonna reveal. Anyways, so I fused it with Miss Magius, a Pokemon I'll name later, ignore that, Nightfall, and Gravel. So, basically, I made this. This looks cool, I guess. I'm not that fond of the Ultra Sorcerer form there. But yeah, once you take out the Ultra Stored Faden, she actually gives you a VIP pass to the Elite Four, or HQ of the Elite Four, in a totally different part of the region. Like across the region. Anyway, so as you're about to leave the party, a singular Team Whistler founder and or grunt summons another Ultra Beast, but this time you actually fight it. So, now I get to reveal that Pokemon that I had to hide in the name. Alright. Introducing Pumpscare, the alien pumpkin Pokemon. Okay, so I referenced Squashed, the Big Sea Greens episode, just for this one Pokemon. And yeah, it kind of looks cool for that specific type of Pokemon. And it's an Ultra Beast. UB Control is not to be trusted. They sneak their way into pumpkin patches to be picked up by trainers and latch onto their faces to control them. This is just a mind control Pokemon, and its ability is basically based on the face hugger, which is from Aliens. That is a good movie, by the way. I would watch it. And yeah, it's a Evolution Ultra Beast. It's a Ultra Beast, I guess, starter, kinda. Except it's one of those that aren't very small. Anyways, so it evolves into Demigord. The Mothership Pokemon. A Ghost Poison type. Alright, so talking about the design, this thing is based on that Mothership, pumpkin alien thing from the same episode of Squashed, in a different area. So this is the hive mind of all the pump scares that are around the pumpkin patches. Anyways, so UB Hive Mind is a queen to the pump scares that have existed since the Big Bang of Ultra Space. They usually don't walk much, and they feed their younglings pumpkin powder, which is basically coming out of that thing's tongue, and it feeds the little baby pump scares down here, which it basically just sits there and controls all the pump scares, and then the pump scares control the trainers. And yeah, that's basically the whole point of the Ultra Beast. Anyway, so once you manage to actually beat the Ultra Beast and actually catch it, the Halloween party is over, and instead of heading to a totally different part of the region, you end up staying at a residence place from the party, specifically Creed, and she gives you a whole tour of her Pokemon P.O. box and stuff in the next part of the series. Alright, thanks for watching. I hope y'all liked the Ultra Beast and the new Pokemon that I showed y'all today. And I'll hope to see what y'all think of the next episode of Pokemon Country and or City. Like and subscribe for new Kanto region content and all of that. Thanks for watching, and see y'all in the next video.